What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you for being here. In today's episode, you are going to hear my top baseball players to buy as the season starts. And this video will be coming out. Opening day has just happened, and baseball is my favorite sport. Absolutely love it. Yankee Nation. If you're here, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe. It is absolutely free. Drop a like and comment down below what your favorite team is in the MLB, and let's go from there. But anyways, in this video, I'm going to give you the players to buy for this upcoming season. Let's go. Alright, y'all. So in this video, I'm going to give you 20 names to potentially be buying in the sport card market. My basketball sport card players to buy really took off, and that video did really well. So I thought, why not do a baseball video on the same thing? I think I am even more familiar with baseball when it comes to prospects and all of the above. And I think there's a lot of value in baseball cards in the baseball market alone. People sleep on baseball, but no matter what, it will always be America's pastime. There is way more money in baseball, in my mind, when it comes to value, rather than probably football. I'm not going to say basketball because you have the really nice vintage stuff that more people are familiar with. But baseball, if you look at the top sales of sport cards in history, baseball usually is on top with those. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into it. I have prospects that I'm going to give you, and I'll go ahead and start with that. These are 5 prospects that you need to be having on your radar. I'm already buying these. I already have some at PSA actually right now. You probably have already seen me buying these and talking about these guys. They're not hidden prospects by no means, but I think that prospects have a lot of value, and sometimes it doesn't have to be the sleepers that you invest in to win big on. Jared Kelenic is the first guy from Seattle. I think he's going to be a star in the MLB. I think he's a really good player. All of these prospects I think are going to be really good, but these prospects, I think you buy these now, hold them a couple years, and now look at what Ronald Acuna, Soto, Tatis, look at what their prospect cards are going for right now. And I know we would have wished that we would have bought all of those about 2 or 3 years ago. So just keep that in mind. Jared Kelenic out of Seattle, he'll be in the pros mid-season this year, I believe, and I think his cards will skyrocket in price. He's the real deal. Wander Franco, he's going to be in the big leagues as well, playing for the Rays. He is the top prospect in baseball for good reason. He didn't play much in spring training or anything like that. He will be starting in the minor leagues, and I would imagine that he would get called up this year. Absolutely a stud. You're not the number 1 prospect in baseball for nothing, so keep that in mind. Wander Franco is a guy to buy. You can get his cards probably for around $75 right now. And Kelenic, you can get his Bowman Chrome first for about $50 right now. So again, I've already invested in all of these guys, and I don't think it's too late to be buying these guys up, holding all of them a little bit, and going from there. Another guy is Bobby Witt Jr. His cards have absolutely skyrocketed in price here lately. His PSA 10 is up to $300, $400. I was literally buying his card raw for $10 last year, end of the off season throughout COVID. Literally was buying his card for $10. Now it is up there, and that's okay. I still think that his card is going to go nothing but up. He's going to be a player that once he makes it to the pros, he's going to be there for a long time and be a staple in that Royals offense, Royals defense. He's playing outfield, shortstop, second base. I think he's going to be a long-term infielder for the Royals, but I think they're going to find a way to get him up. I do not think that he will be called up this year. I could be wrong if he really just tears it up in the minor leagues, but he's only played 50-something games in the minors so far. That's, with COVID, canceling minor leagues last year. That's going to delay a lot of these guys making it to the pros, and I think that's going to delay their cards exploding. So I think you can get a real good value for them right now. So take advantage of that. The next guy is Christian Pache. or Pache with the Atlanta Braves. Last year, he did get called up, did pretty well, and I think he's going to continue to trend upwards. And I think his name being linked with Ronald Acuna will always give him value. I think they're going to be a lot like Ozzie Albies and Dansby Swanson, one and one. And I think that Acuna is going to bring Posh. I think his value will go up with Acuna, especially if he plays well. They have a lot of swag, and the Atlanta Braves organization is an up-and-coming organization that you need to take advantage of right now. Last but not least with these prospects is Jason Dominguez. He's going to be called up multiple years from now, but I still think his card is very, very valuable. If he is half as good as what they say, his card is a steal right now. Buy it up while you can. I think pretty soon you won't even be able to touch his prices. And it's just all speculation right now. The hype is real with Jason Dominguez, so don't miss out on it. Last but not least with my prospects, I know I just said that, but Austin Martin from Vanderbilt a couple years ago, his Bowman Chrome will be coming out this year. That's the guy to buy coming up. So with that being said, let's go ahead and move on to pitchers. I'm not really a huge investor on pitchers. You can flip pitchers pretty well if they have a good game, flip them quickly like that. I'm more of a positional player, defensive player type guy who can hit. He can hit 2 home runs in a game, or he can hit back-to-back games with home runs. So that's kind of what I focus on in baseball. But 3 pitchers that I would potentially be buying right now, and I am buying: Walker Buehler of the Los Angeles Dodgers. I think he is probably the best pitcher in baseball right now, other than Garrett Cole. Go Yankees. Blake Snell is another guy that I would be investing in. I think being on the San Diego Padres is going to really help his value. They're going to be really good this year. Going to be making a run with the Dodgers in the National League this year. So those are 2 guys that I would be focusing on buying. And Jack Flaherty of the Cardinals, a guy who is a sleeper, sort of like Shane Bieber last year I was buying. Shane Bieber tore it up, and now he is just a household name that everyone talks about, everyone knows. Flaherty sort of came on last year, but I think he still slept on tremendously. So don't miss out on Jack Flaherty. I think he will be a name like Strasburg, DeGrom, that type name going out of this year into next year. So it's not too late right now, but I think you need to buy him very quickly. All right, so now let me jump into your players that I feel have very, very, very high upside going into this year. These are players who have been in the league, but I think that they are very undervalued when it comes to their sport cards. First off is Alec Baum. He's been in the league a year-ish, not even a year really. He came in at the end of last year, scorched it. I think his card is going to go skyrocketing up after this year. People are going to really understand how good he really is for the Philadelphia Phillies. And I think that his card is very valuable and will be even more valuable after this year, after people start to learn who this guy really is. Up next, 2 guys off the Yankees. I put them together because I think they both are undervalued. I think everyone on the Yankees in general is undervalued. I am a Yankees fan, yes, but I think the Yankees, no matter what, being a New York Yankee, whether you like it or not, is valuable. And that's Aaron Judge and Gleyber Torres. Aaron Judge has the potential every single year to be a league MVP. They both have an every year chance to be in the talk for World Series champions. Regardless, they're going to have a good team. They're going to probably win 100 games. I would be shocked if they didn't. And Aaron Judge, if he stays healthy, he's right there in that conversation for MVP. Gleyber Torres, people forget how young this guy really is. I think Gleyber, he had a down year, yes, last year, but this is going to be a year that he truly explodes, I think. And I think he'll be consistent throughout the season as the Yankees shortstop. And you're going to see both of their cards go up a lot in value. And they're going to be in this next conversation that I have in this next category. I think both of those players will be there next year. Also, another guy that has a lot of value to gain this year is Trevor Story, I believe. He's going to hit a lot of homers. The Rockies are going to rely on him heavily to be a force in that offense, especially without Nolan Arenado. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets traded this year, and the Rockies start truly doing a complete rebuild. So Trevor Story is a guy always going to be very, very strong offensively, great defensively as well. Trevor Story is a guy that I would look to be buying this year right now. Another guy, Michael Conforto. He's a guy, also the New York market, so he's always going to have a lot of value. I think he is truly slept on as an athlete, as a player, whether it's offensively or defensively. I think he's got a lot of value this year. Buy Michael Conforto before the season starts. If you look at his numbers are just as good as Aaron Judge's and other players in the NL, AL. He has a strong resume, and people, they just don't really give him the respect that he is due. And then last but not least, with this high upside, is Bryce Harper. Bryce Harper is a guy that I think is a generational talent when you really think about it from his story. He has the LeBron James type resume where he come up. His high school team was featured on Sport Illustrated. Everyone knew him at the age of 16. And the whole way coming up, he's had the pressure really on him. I think he's going to take a leap up this year, and I think he's going to have a huge year. And I think people are going to really remember all the hype around Bryce Harper, and I think it's going to help his value. And I think he's going to be a guy that you're going to want to buy this year. And I think he is a star in the league, obviously, but I think he's a very, very, very undervalued star in the league. I guess I'll add one more guy in this high upside is Bo Bichette. Talent standpoint, he's a lot like Gleyber Torres. Very young, very high upside. Bo Bichette is a guy also should be on this list that I didn't have. And then my last true category with 5 players, these are guys that you can buy and you can put them in your safe. And I think that you're going to be just fine for a very long time. And these guys I'm going to go through quickly. They don't really need any hype surrounding their name from me, no description or anything like that. Is Juan Soto, Mike Trout, Mookie Betts, Fernando Tatis, and my number 1 buy of the year. I think his card is so undervalued. And it's not because I have many of his rookie cards sitting right here on my desk, but I think that this guy right here is the number 1 buy in baseball right now. And I have a lot of his cards. Ronald Acuna is a guy that I think that people should be buying. He is a generational talent. He's going to steal a lot of bases. They're going to be talking about that all year. Going to hit bombs. He's got major swag. I don't know why his cards are not as high as Juan Soto's, and I think that just his popular and culture-related atmosphere with him, I think his cards are going to go up a lot. I think those 5 guys you can buy right now and hold for a long time and be sitting pretty for a while. Last but not least, these are 2 extra throw-ins that I think that are huge buys, huge savings, and I think that they are going to give great return at the end of the season, or really 2 or 3 seasons from now whenever they retire and go into the Hall of Fame. But they're playing right now 2 of the best hitters all time in MLB history, Miguel Cabrera and Albert Pujols. Albert Pujols, if you look at the first 10 years of his career, is probably better than Mike Trout in the first 10 years of his career. He is slept on as an athlete. He's slept on as a baseball player and true greatest baseball players of all time. He should be in these discussions. Go look back at his career, at his statistics, and he is very undervalued for what he's done. Same with Miguel Cabrera. He's one of the best hitters I think I've ever watched. As a baseball player growing up, in person, all of the above. He has a triple crown, he has a World Series, and he's got an MVP. So those guys, I think they're very undervalued, and eventually they're going to go to the Hall of Fame, and their prices are going to skyrocket. I hope you guys have seen some value seen some good players that you maybe have not thought about, or maybe you did think about these players already, please let me know in the comments down below who you think the biggest buy is of the year right now in the MLB, and let's see if we have the same opinion. Maybe you disagree with me. I'd love to find out in the comments down below, but I appreciate you for watching this video. If you're new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe. Many more videos to come. I appreciate you. Have a good day. Let's watch some baseball. Baseball is back. Go Yankees. Baseball is America's sport. Just like the flag right here, guys.